Ladies and gentlemen, that's right. It is time for another episode of Portion Control.
Oh, we back.
That's right. That's right. I go by the name of Big Keys.
It's your boy Snacks, man.
We got a special location that we at today, man.
We done pulled up.
One of my favorite restaurants, man.
the best restaurant.
But the thing about this restaurant, you got to make sure that you got your taxes back.
Oh, yeah, you got to be in here on that stimmy. You got to come in off a stimmy or two.
But I tell you, it will be worth it. This is one of those restaurants where you got an anniversary. This is where you come, that special birthday. Fellas, if you're trying to impress that special lady,
oh, yeah,
bring her out to Hideout 125. That's where we are right now.
Yeah.
And we are sitting with the one and only, the owner, my dog, Sherman.
Yeah.
How you doing, Sherman?
I'm great. Thank you very much for having me.
Yes,
First,
sir.
I must say, man, the hospitality that you present, man, is always first class, man. Every time I come in here, no matter what it is that we're doing, man, it's always very, just makes you feel special. You make me feel like I got more money in my pocket than I got.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel at home.
Hey, you deserve that. You deserve that. I think. Let me clarify something. Hideout is a place. I don't think it's just for that special occasion. I want you to eat here 3-4 times a week. Yeah. So whether you're enjoying a cocktail, one of our famous old fashions,
right here,
or whether you're out and you want to get like an appetizer, or you want to treat your lady, or you want to treat yourself to a lunch. Our prices range from anywhere from $10 for a lunch entree to we got a filet on the menu for $44. But you heard the old adage, you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
We're only dealing with the highest quality ingredients.
Yeah.
Snacks, I'm not going to serve a man of your stature anything other than the best.
I
You
like to
deserve
hear that.
right? You
I like
deserve
to hear that.
So do the people of Fort Wayne. They deserve that.
They do.
So highest quality ingredients, but you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
See,
Right.
Cam likes that when the meat has been freshly killed. So it's like, it depends. He likes to know how long has the cow actually been dead, and it changed the taste for him.
They
man.
meat tastes like the cow got killed in the back kitchen and they just serving it up. I'm telling you, it's that fresh.
It is that fresh.
Yeah. Oh, we got the charcuterie. Is that the charcuterie?
This is charcuterie. Boy.
Charcuterie. I didn't even know how to say that until I just learned how to say that. I'm glad you say that charcuterie. Oh, look, they clowning with charcuterie, boy.
Man. All types of cheeses.
My face is hurting already. We just started.
So, can you break down the charcuterie board? I can't even say it right there.
Charcuterie, man.
That sounds like a girl that in class that get on your nerves. Like, charcuterie, leave me alone.
Charcuterie, you play too much.
And she telling you. But tell us a little bit about the charcuterie. Am I saying
Charcuterie, man.
Charcuterie.
So the charcuterie board is a selection of meats and cheeses from the chef. We'll start with our house-made sesame crackers. We have some what do you call it? Sopressata salami. We have some brie cheese. We have some pimento cheese that we make in house. We have a blueberry compote, and part of the thing, even about life, it's about balance, right? So you have the salty, you have the savory, you have the sweet, right? We have some toasted pecans that have been soaked in our old fashioned.
Oh, okay.
Right. We also have Pomodoro tomatoes. Okay, gives you a little bit of that sweetness. We have Havarti cheese, and we have capicola as well. Man. So what I like,
that's another meat.
That's another cured salami.
So the nuts can get you buzzed.
I'm not gonna say that can get you buzzed, but you definitely taste. Ooh. You definitely taste that. It's just something different.
Yeah, I like that.
You got the charcuterie.
So we do.
Oh, Sherman. Y'all got a little kick to it right there.
I'm saying, so we do classic things, but we put the Hideout twist on it.
Yeah, I like
right?
that.
Because you can go anywhere and get a steak.
Yeah.
Right? But if we're not going to do it our way, I don't want to do it.
Okay.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to be like every other restaurant. You deserve something special.
Did you come up with everything on the menu?
No, not at all. Not at all. I was blessed to purchase this restaurant from a great family, Panos and Stephanie Barones.
Okay.
Right? So all that you see here was them. The decor, everything was them. When they decided to sell it, I felt blessed that they were selling it to me. And the only thing that I wanted to do was continue what they started and build upon it.
Okay.
Right. So I've been blessed and fortunate enough. Fort Wayne has supported Hideout, and we have done exactly what we've sought out to do.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it is. It's a blessing,
amazing.
definitely.
Let me tell you something. Sherman don't want to toot his own horn, so he really being humble on what's
you
going on.
You need your flowers.
He really being humble what's going on. This is literally, excuse me.
Oh, he didn't choked on the charcuterie.
Don't do that. Don't
The
do that.
charcuterie that got stuck in that throat.
Well, my insurance ain't paid up. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I just want, if I choke in here, I just want free meals. I ain't gonna sit in there. Just let me get free meals.
You want the opportunity to choke again? I got you.
But man, this is literally one of the top restaurants here in Fort Wayne, Indiana, man. And you put on like such great service, and you just take so much pride in the food and how it's prepared, and even the people that you work with, and you could tell in the taste. I just love when I just see you move around the building and just how everybody respects you, and it seems like you treat everybody the same here. There's no hierarchy. It seems like you kind of we're all a team. Let's all make this dream work together.
Here's the thing, I have come to know that I can't do it alone. Right? Yeah. There's 30 people who are employed by Hideout who are integral parts of making this restaurant what it is. Yeah. Right? You don't think dishwashing is as important until you don't have one, and you have 200 guests that are depending on dishes, right?
Yeah.
So
I apologize, Sherman. I brought my friend is really hungry, and when food gets in front of him,
man, it's
totally
lucky,
forgets.
It's lucky that he's at a restaurant.
Get the lobster mac, okay? The lobster mac. Oh my God!
You gotta show it to him one more time, Cam.
Yeah, I'm gonna show it to him. Hit him with the keys. Hit him with it. Get you a lobster mac from Hideout 125. Oh my God!
So when I first told him that we was coming, that's all he kept saying: lobster mac. I'm like, we're not interviewing the lobster mac. We're interviewing Sherman.
But I know, but it's just this is my favorite meal here. This is my favorite meal.
It is pretty delicious, man.
Oh my God! It just puts me on this cloud of
emotion.
It just takes me there.
So, Sherm, in the quick version, tell us how this all began, man. Because a lot of people might not know who even owns Hideout 125 here in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and just tell us a little bit about how it all came about.
So I'm gonna try to give you the Cliff Notes version. I have a tendency to be long-winded, but cut me off when you have to.
Are you good? So
I came to Fort Wayne. I moved to Fort Wayne, me and my wife, in 2001. At that time, Biaggi's was opening. I got married June 16th. Shortly after that, we moved to Fort Wayne. I think it was the 21st or something that Biaggi's was opening. In that journey, I met James Kahn. He had came to apply as a food runner. James Kahn, the owner of Baker Street. He came to apply as a food runner. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to hire him as a server. So he took the job as a food runner. Sharp guy. Soaked up everything very, very quickly. I left Biaggi's while James was still managing it. James went on to do Baker Street and asked me to come run it with him. At that time, I thought I was done with restaurants. You make a plan and God laughs at it, right?
Right.
And it seems like almost every week or so, he would call me and tell me that I was wasting my talents, right? But I was steadfast on not getting back in the restaurant business. At that time, I had my daughter in 2007, and I just wanted to stay home, daddy daycare type action, right?
Yep.
So after that, I got back into the restaurant business because of James. With another restaurant group, though. Not with his group, with another restaurant group. That didn't work out. So in 2017, when the opportunity arose, here was Hideout. Here was Hideout. And that's my Cliff Notes journey.
Now, it's crazy that just to know that the owners of, and I can say this, pretty much the three of the most successful restaurants in town, or definitely two of the most successful restaurants in town, like y'all came up together working for a whole nother restaurant.
Yeah. Right. So here's one thing that I'll say about Biaggi's. I don't really think that I think they do.
My bad, Sean. Man, I was waiting. You said you was long-winded. I was gonna say, take your time, brother.
Hey, you enjoy that lobster mac, but I think that the people of Fort Wayne are very blessed in having independent operators of all of these. So many independent operators in the city, and I think I don't look at it as competition. I know that James Caan and Baker Street makes Hideout better.
Yeah.
Right? I know that Cork and Cleaver makes Hideout better.
Right.
And we should be able to feed off of each other because Fort Wayne is a town, man. We like to eat. I know that I like to eat.
Oh, you know I like to eat.
I love to eat. So I love food. It's something that brings us all together. It's something that, no matter what color, creed, race, no matter what your religious beliefs are, this brings us all together.
Yeah. It's blowing my mind right now. So you're telling me the Hideout has only been here for 5 years?
No, it was started in July of 2014.
14.
So Panos and Stephanie owned it for 3 years.
Okay.
And then I purchased it
And that's
in
when you took
2017.
over?
Yeah.
Okay. To me, honestly, when I come in here and eat and just the environment, it feels like this place has been here for 20 years. It's just got that vibe to where they have put in some serious work for some decades.
It makes me feel like Sammy Davis Jr. when I come in here.
Yeah, I just want
baby.
to light up a cigar.
Hey,
boing, boing, boing.
Yeah.
thank you. We're looking to take that to the next level with I've told you about the next venture.
Yep, I was gonna get into it, but what I love about you, Sherman, I know that you're gonna run it down. But yeah, so tell us what's future plans.
Got some lobster in your beard, my brother.
Do I got?
Yeah, it's gone now. Yeah.
So we are actually on the precipice.
Time. I put my dictionary.
Yeah, we're good.
No. I looked that up to use especially for the podcast.
What is it called again?
The precipice.
The precipice. Say that 3 times in a row.
So we purchased 2.5 acres. That's right across the parking lot here. And with that 2.5 acres, we're going to build a hideout that's at least double the size.
So Hideout 250. Hideout 250. It's going across the street.
On a Friday, Saturday, or any other night, there's just some things that we don't have here.
Yeah.
Right? So we don't have the banquet space that I feel is vital to a restaurant. If you're going to have a family gathering and you got 30, 40, 60 people, I want to be able to accommodate that, right?
Yeah.
If you have a wedding rehearsal, if you have anything that requires a large space, we want to be able to, and right now we don't have it. Yeah. So that's going to be one of the things. We're going to have a patio, which we don't have. One of the things that, I listen to the guests, and one of the things that they say, our biggest complaint is the noise factor in here. When this thing is packed,
you can hear everything.
You can hear it. I like that energy in a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
I listen to the people of Fort Wayne, and I'm going to give them all the acoustics that they want.
Yeah.
Right. So,
because I would say that you've maximized this building. I remember I've DJ'd in the bar area before. You know what I'm saying? Had a little get together. You had the tent party out.
Yeah,
in the
it's
parking
definitely
lot.
quaint. It's, and that's the reason why we need it. This restaurant seats 98, and sometimes on the weekend I feel like we turn away more people than we serve. So. Fort Wayne has spoken. They said they want us to get bigger, so we're gonna get bigger.
That's amazing, man.
It is, man, and well deserved, man. Like it
Definitely
needs
well
to be
deserved.
bigger. And I know with bigger space, that only does that keeps that head cranking of yours, that mind cranking, and no telling what's next.
I'm telling you, if y'all might want to do something on the south side, and y'all might have to change the name a little bit.
What would the name be?
I think the name would be Shootout 187.
No. So I actually,
Cam,
you don't know how close that is to coming to fruition.
Yeah, that would be.
I don't want to speak prematurely, but it has always been my dream, even before Hideout, to do like a restaurant where you can get up and you can dance if you want to dance, right? And I have this soul food concept in my head, where it's. You got the big screen TVs and you can take your lady there, and I want to put it on the south side.
Yeah.
I want to put it on the south side. So
That'd be fire, man.
That would be dope.
Mayor Tom Henry, if you're listening,
Come on now, come on, Mayor Tom.
I'm trying to do it. So
make it happen.
Yeah, I think that kind of vibe, a place where you can take your lady to and just sit down and have a cocktail, nice bar,
hear some good music,
music, good food. I was actually in talks with my sister to do it, and she doesn't want to leave Iowa.
Man.
Hey man,
come on home now.
Iowa? It's black people in Iowa.
Iowa, yeah, it's some brothers.
So I was born in Mississippi. Stayed there for 6 months. Moved to Chicago. Stayed there till I was 13. Moved to Iowa when I was 13.
What part of Iowa? What part of Iowa?
It's called Clinton, Iowa.
Clinton. No, I'm serious. Like, it's not.
You know where the Quad Cities are? You ever heard of the Quad Cities? So it's Davenport, Rock Island, Moline, Bettendorf. That area right there. The city that I was from is about 20 minutes north of the Quad Cities.
Now, I remember there used to be some guys called the Quad City DJs, and they had a song.
Nah, that wasn't. That ain't different. South. Maybe there's another Quad City down here. But this Quad Cities, you seeing corn and Mississippi River. This it ain't a whole lot of rump shaking going on.
Man.
So Sherman, we already to become successful. Tell us some of the sacrifices that you have had to make in order to be successful, because it comes with that. With any success, something's going to be sacrificed.
It does. That's for sure. I have sacrificed. I mean, it's worth it though. Any goal that's worth attaining, there's gonna be some sacrifice, and there's gonna be some things that you didn't know that you were gonna have to sacrifice. But sometimes the things that you're sacrificing,
right?
You're sacrificing for those very people. Yeah. You're doing what you're doing from a financial standpoint from the very people, for the very people that you love and are first in your life, right? And it's hard to maintain that balance because Hideout is very important to me, but my wife, my daughter, they're also important, right? And I pride myself on being a provider for them, but a lot of times when my wife wants to go out on a Friday, Saturday night, hey, I've got a commitment to Hideout.
You better come out here. You better come out here. I get a DJ out here.
But I told her that, and a lot of times, she'll come to the bar and she'll have a bad apple martini, and she'll enjoy herself. But I don't know if it's the same to her because I'm working. I'd stop by and I try to say hi, but I just want to make sure that I'm not taking her for granted because she's been a soldier. And ironically, she was against me buying Hideout.
Oh wow!
But now she's all for the next one. I bet she's all for the next one. But so as far as sacrifice goes, like I said, anything that's worth having, and you just gotta you gotta do that. A lot of people think that being an owner is just you telling people what to do, but for me, for us, it's a lot of working with people. Yeah. And it's important to me that I help other people realize their dreams and them helping me realize mine. Wow. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. So, what is it? So there's going to be sacrifice, right? Whatever you do. And it's not going to be easy. It's not easy. God never said that it would be easy.
Facts. Or everybody be doing it.
He said it would be worth it, though.
Yeah. That's
right? So the thing that separates, I think, successful people from, I won't say unsuccessful people, but less than this successful person, is what this person is willing to do for their success.
Right.
Right? Yeah. So if that person is all in, they're all in.
Yeah.
So,
Sherman, do you take days off, Sherman?
I rarely, but I do. You need that too. You need to recharge. I actually just got back from vacation, so if my staff is watching this, you just came on vacation, right?
Do you think it'll ever get to a point to where you'll say, okay, I think I'm gonna dial back, still own it, but let somebody kind of take over so I can have a little bit more time? Do you think it'll ever get to that point?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. I don't think that I'll ever, just completely step away from Hideout. I'll always be involved as far as the books are concerned, as far as the banking is concerned, as far as that type of of thing, but I have very competent and capable people.
Yeah.
I have very competent and capable people. I think that we have too much power in Hideout right now, but that's all gearing up for the next location, because that location is going to do double the volume.
Yeah.
So I'm going to need every one of those people.
So how long will that project take before it's officially going to be
The contractors say that it'll be about a year. So if we break ground in July of 2022, which that's the anticipated date, but barring no COVID delays and things of that nature, supply chain delays, they said it'll take about a year. So July of 23, we should be up and running.
So how many more jobs will you guys add over there? Like a lot more jobs, or
we're gonna double the staff at least.
That's awesome.
We're gonna double the staff. So this restaurant is 3,000 square feet. That restaurant is gonna be 7,800 square feet.
Oh wow.
7,800 square feet. So that's more than double. So we're at least gonna double the staff.
So will this still be here?
This will still be here.
Oh, okay.
This will still be here.
But will it still be running, or you gonna move everything over?
I'm not taking anything from here. That is going to be brand new, polished, shiny. Everything brand new. So
that's gangster.
A
Hideout across from Hideout. That's gangster.
But this won't be operational. I've had talks with people to put a taco place in here and whatnot, but I want to concentrate all of my efforts on that building over there. So I don't want any of my concentration to be diluted, right? Because it takes a lot to run a restaurant, and it takes a lot to run a 3,000 square foot restaurant. It's gonna take everything that's in me to do the 78, and that's why I need those people. Right?
Those people and the people that you can trust, man.
100%. I can't say it enough, man. I got a good team. I got a good team, and that's what makes Hideout. It's everybody wants to meet Sherman, but I do this much, right?
Yeah.
And they do this much, so fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to look at it, I'm just the face of it. But that lobster mac was not made by me.
I was about to ask you, wasn't made by you, but you showed the supervisor. I tell you
that charcuterie board was not made by me.
But you told him what to put in there. You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you right now.
I didn't even tell him what to put in there. When it says chef selection,
y'all got melatonin in this because it be putting me to sleep every time I eat it, boy. I'll be out like a newborn baby.
So let me ask you a question, Sherman. If you could go back and talk to the 18-year-old Sherman, what advice would you give him?
Patience. I know that when I was 18, I wanted everything right now. So in not having that patience, I made some less than solid decisions, right? Because I wasn't patient enough, right? I wanted at my pace. But everything that we do, whether we come to understand it now or we come to understand it later, it's at God's speed. It's when we try to do something other than what God wants us to do, that's when we trip up.
Yeah.
Right? So in not having that patience, I made some very, very critical errors in my life that had I just been patient, everything that was coming to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Just not in the way that I was trying to get it. And which brings me to another thing. I mean, we make mistakes, right? We're human. We make mistakes. We can't allow those mistakes to stop us to say, hey, man, I messed up. Right. Everybody messes up every day.
Every day.
I made a mistake today.
Yeah.
You can either lay down and say, hey, man, that's it for me, or you got to get back up, right, after you make that mistake. So that's what I would tell the 18-year-old Sherm and the 18-year-olds that's out there, the young people that's out there, believe that you can do it, have the patience, and do it right the first time. Because if you don't, hey, man, God's going to take you back through it. He's going to take you back through it his way. It's going to be his way.
Yeah.
No matter what you think, it's going to be his way.
Yeah. So it's obvious that you're a family man. You take pride in taking care of your family. Obviously, like any woman, your wife probably wants more time with you. Did it get to a point when you said, "Babe, I'm about to get this bigger hideout. We about to do it"? Did she look at you like, "Come on, man, why? Why you gotta do this? I want you home more. Now you gonna go get a bigger one?"
Right. So part of getting a bigger hideout is to provide opportunities. I want there to be a Sherm, and I want to cultivate another Sherman, several Shermans, for that matter.
Sherman.
I don't know if the world can handle 3 or 4 of me, but hopefully it can. But I want to cultivate those individuals so that I can have that freedom. I've done my time, man. Restaurant business, man, it's 20 years.
Ooh.
It's 20 years, man.
That's
so
a long time.
I've done my time, but in scaling back, I also want to provide those opportunities.
Right.
One door closes, another one opens. I want to open several doors for people so that they can do their 20 years, but not like I did my 20 years, because my 20 years was hard.
Right.
I always said, when me and James would sit at Biaggi's after shift, we'd always say, hey, if we owned a restaurant, this is what we would do different, right? Little did we know that was coming to fruition, right?
That's incredible.
That's just funny to hear that.
So we had the opportunity to do it different, but then we also learned some things. This is why you can't do it like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
There were some things even then that we didn't understand about it. Yeah. But we understand it now. But I think for the most part, I think that we've done some things that are employee focused, employee centric, if that's a word. But yeah.
You know what's crazy? Even seeing both of y'all going through what y'all had to go through with COVID really took a nice blow to the restaurant industry, and y'all had to make so many last minute changes. You had to go into carry out only, and just knowing of you and James, just seeing y'all kind of go through it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of restaurants didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of restaurants that were here before COVID. COVID came, and then they were gone. What do you attest that to? What do you think kept you guys just so strong-willed and made every adjustment that you needed to make in order to keep your employees happy, you know what I'm saying, and keep your families happy?
God first.
Right.
I remember sitting at that, we call it seat 1 at the bar, and I was looking at the television on that Monday when Governor Holcomb mandated that restaurant shut down. And I'm thinking, man, I'm done, right? Yeah. And I called James Kahn, and I'm like, hey, man, what are we gonna do now? And he was like, we're gonna wait on God. I was like, whoa. And it gave me new perspective, right? Mm-hmm. And hey, May 11th, when we opened back up, we opened back better, stronger. So it's that faith, right? It's that patience.
Yep.
It's that belief that God is not going to bring you here. He says, I come to give you life in abundance.
Yeah.
Right? Yep. So if we believe those things, hey, if he said it, that's the only, those promises that he make, man, God's not going to welch on that.
That's real, man.
He's not going to welch on it. So if you believe it, hey, man, you just got to sit back. It may not be right now. Yeah. It may not be when you want it, but it's definitely going to be when you need it. And he definitely came through. 2020, when we were shut down for those 2 months, and we were only doing carry out and whatnot, we finished with the same sales that we finished in 2019. How is that possible?
That's insane.
And I'm thinking, were we closed in 2019?
Yeah.
We weren't, right? But that's what God does.
Wow.
When everybody else says, hey, man, it's not possible. It can't be done. God says, watch this.
It's this lobster mac right here. This right here, you gonna order this during the COVID.
That lobster mac is a testament to what's possible.
Oh my God.
So, yeah.
My bad. I'm chewing out.
It's so good, man.
The food is so delicious. So let me ask you something. And I know we always want our kids to go to college, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. But sometimes when you sit back and think about college, what's your take on it? Because I'm in between. I can see the benefits of it if you're going to college for the right reason. Then I can also see a lot of kids that go and just waste their parents' money just because they said I went to college.
So I know that the standard protocol is go to school, work hard. I mean, at least this is what my mom always told me. Go to school, work hard, go to college. But nobody ever asks why, right? And that should be a burning question for everything that you do. Mm-hmm. Why am I doing this, right? So I'm not against college by any means, but I think that college has become more of a business than the learning institution that it should be. Yeah. Right. And I've seen college put a lot of people into debt. Right. I don't think that college is the only way. I think that, there's a lot of skilled trades out here, and there's a lot of holes in these skilled trades that need to be filled. Yeah. Carpentry, electricians, plumbers. I know whenever one of those people come out here, we pay them whatever they want because we have
need
to.
them. Yeah.
We have to, right? Because there's such a shortage of that. So I went to the University of Iowa. I didn't finish, but I went to the University of Iowa, and
the Hawkeyes,
man, Hawkeyes, black and gold.
I'm recruited by them in football.
So
my buddies went there.
I went there. I didn't finish, but as you can see, that's not the only way. That's not the only way. Especially, I teach I had the same conversation with my daughter, and we were at the dinner table, and I said, "Hey, man, if you don't want to go to college, you don't have to go to college." My wife looked up and she said, "That's the dumbest thing you ever said." I said, "Hey, there's more than one way. If I had a father who owned a business or businesses, I would definitely be looking to learn from him."
Absolutely.
Right? I would definitely be looking to learn from him so he can give me that pathway.
Yeah.
The name of this company is KYB Holdings. That's Kiora Yasmin Bell. Yeah. Right? I want to be reminded every day when I look at a check, I want to be reminded why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Right? And it's because of her. So why wouldn't she want to be an integral part of her company?
Wow.
Right? So that's why I say that college is not I know that not everybody has a father. I know I didn't.
I didn't.
But if I did have a dad, I'm like, hey, I want the game. Yeah. I want all the game. Right?
Yeah. Put me in position.
So when my daughter, she goes back and forth, and I told her I'll support you in either way. My way is not the best thing for you. You got to find out what's best for you.
Right.
But I'll support you if you want to go to college and study finance. Hey, you go to college and study finance. But at the end of the day, after you're done with all that college, this business is still going to be here. Yeah. It's still going to be yours. Yeah. Right? So I didn't have to go to college to learn finance.
That's inspiring, man. Right? The fact that I thought a man in your position, I thought you would have to have multiple degrees to do what you're doing.
Not at all.
And the fact that you don't is just, I think that's going to hit a lot of people that, man, like, I can do this route my way. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be in that, in that realm of.
Man, I keep coming back to this, but where everybody says that it's not possible. Yeah. The book says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Right? So there's some times in my life, man, I shouldn't have got out of that. Yeah. I shouldn't have got out of that, but here I am, right? Yeah. Here I am. So just because when people say I can't do this, they're not saying that you can't do it. They're saying that they can. Right?
That's their own vision.
That they can't do it. But if you believe that you can do it, hey man, who am I to steal your dream away from you? Yep. Hey, at the very least, hey man, that might be difficult. Yeah. But hey man, difficult's possible.
And that's why I used to tell people at my old job when I started, about 2 years ago when I started making them comedy videos at work, people was looking at me like I was crazy. I was like, what is this dude doing? Then I got fired for it, and they're like, I told you, you're stupid. Well, who's stupid now?
Exactly. Look at where I was and look at where I am, right?
It's the grind,
and that's the thing, right? So, like, even 2 years ago, you have elevated in those 2 years because you're devoted to your craft.
Absolutely.
Right? So you would be amazed at what a little hard work and determination perseverance. Hey, I'm not gonna stop this thing.
Never.
I'm not gonna stop this thing. It doesn't matter how dismal it looks. This is what I believe I'm here to do, and I'm gonna do it no matter who says that I can't. No matter, let's just imagine if Michael Jordan had stopped when he got cut his sophomore year.
I told my kids that.
To a lot of people, that would have been enough to make them quit.
Oh yeah.
It would have been enough to make them quit. But what did he do? He went that summer, trained, right?
Yep.
Right? Put that work in.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of people think that you're going to get to all kind of, super levels without putting in that work.
I think social media has done that to everybody.
You know what?
It makes
though?
people not want to put that work in anymore. They just want it.
I found, man, that there is no substitution for that hard work.
Yeah.
There is no substitution for that hard work.
Yeah.
A person could be smarter than you. They can be better than you. Yeah. More talented. But you have the ability for them not to outwork you.
Yeah. Right.
If you want to work, don't let them outwork you. If they're smarter than you and they're more talented than you, you got to put in more work.
Yeah.
It's necessary. This is what's necessary for me to get to that super level. And like I said, man, you got to know who you're doing it for. You got to know who you're doing it for. If this is your dream, do it for yourself. Yeah. Do it for your kids. You
gotta have your whys.
Exactly. You gotta have that why, man. Why am I doing this?
Yep.
Why am I doing this? And it becomes easy for me. Even when some days, man, I just want to sit in the bed, lay in the bed. I got those days. Yeah. I got those days, right? But then, man, I think about my daughter, man, and the example that I'm setting for her, and the things that I want for her. I don't want her to have to make the same choices, the same decisions that I feel like I was forced to make.
Right.
Right? I want her to have those choices, And, my wife, we go back and forth. She was like, well, you're going to make it easy for her. Isn't that the goal?
That is the goal.
Right? Ain't that the goal?
Why would we want our kids to go through what we did?
Why should she struggle? I already did that.
Yeah.
Right,
I already did that, man. Yeah, I want to make it easy for her.
Yeah.
Well, she's going to be spoiled. She is grounded. She is grounded. She know. Yeah. When daddy got to come through, he going to come through.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to do this.
Yeah.
But I don't think that there's anything wrong with making it easy. That my mom, every generation should get easier. Right. Because you see the mistakes I see the mistakes that my mom made. Yeah. And hey, I appreciate that, but she did the best thing that she did the best that she could under the circumstances that she was under. Right. She was in a single parent household
by herself, raising 6 kids, man. Ooh, she's a soldier. Oh, that's a strong.
I tell my wife, it's easy for you. You got all kind of cookware in this kitchen. Like you got the best cookware.
Mama had one pan and one pot.
One cast iron skillet.
One black skillet.
Cook everything in. She cooking cornbread.
Everything. The chicken tastes like fish. The fish tastes like chicken.
This is crazy.
Same grease.
We got the bacon grease posted up in the Crisco can.
Yep, saving it. Yep. Yeah, man.
I remember one time I was ashy and my mama, she said, get some of that lard out there and put on here. I put some lard on my elbow one time when I was young.
Man, my mama used to put she used to give me the castor oil. Man, that stuff, man, you trying to keep me alive, but this is gonna kill me.
Yeah,
right.
This is gonna kill me.
I gotta die first.
She put the Vaseline on my face, slapped the Vaseline on my face. I'm going to school looking like, ooh wee.
Shiny
Sherman.
But back then for her, man, it wasn't about, how you looked or even how you felt. She didn't even care how I felt. It was about, keeping me warm, keeping me safe. Yep. That's the thing. And I think that's what's lost on a lot of people, right? Yeah. We go through these superficial stages and we feel like we have to have the best car, so we go out and we do things or we buy things that we can't afford.
Yeah.
Right? There's nothing wrong with saying that I can't afford it. There's no shame in that.
Right.
The only thing that means is I have other priorities that's higher than this Benz. Yeah. I have priorities that's high. My daughter's education is much more important to me than me riding around in the 22 Benz.
Let me say, not to cut you off. What I want to, Sherman is really disciplined. I don't know nobody with as much money as him that is so disciplined, like that won't go out and just splurge on something. You will get something that's just cool to you, but not taking it to work. You should be outside in the Bentley if you really wanted to.
You know what? You could do that. But that's not a part of my goals, right? A lot of people take the goals of other people and what other people think that they should do.
Yeah.
Right? I love real estate. Like a Bentley is going to depreciate, and there's always going to be somebody with a better car than me.
Yeah.
Right? There's only so much dirt on the planet. Right?
That's real.
That 2.5 acres over there for Hideout, that's Hideout's 2.5 acres.
Forever.
That's never going away.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's gonna be, that's gonna be Hideouts forever.
Yeah.
Right? Now I don't know what my daughter's gonna do when I'm gone, but it's hers to do what she wants to do with.
Yeah.
But I can't hand down a Bentley to my daughter.
Right.
20 years. Is my daughter gonna want a 20-year-old Bentley? But that dirt is gonna appreciate.
Yeah.
Right? So when you say discipline, that's a good word, because here's what I know. If you're disciplined enough to say, hey, you know what? I want those Jordans, but hey, what can I do? How is those Jordan gonna make my family more secure?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, man, I love him. I love him to death. But he's already a gazillionaire.
Yeah,
Gave you enough money.
He's a gazillionaire, man.
Generations are set.
Here's the thing, man. My standard attire is a polo shirt and some Levi's.
I ain't never seen you in a polo shirt.
Polo shirt because I'm always at work.
You're always at work.
I'm always at work,
Yeah.
right? So this has to be the attire, right? But if you see me out and about, I'm in a polo shirt. I'm in some Levi's. I got a couple pair of 270s. But that's what I want. I want to be comfortable. And
Those Yeezys, 270. Is that?
that's an Air Max product. That's the thing.
Oh,
the Air Max.
I ain't know.
But
I thought that was some rich talk like that.
No. But for me, it's important that we invest in ourselves and we invest in our future. So it's a big deal when you buy a home. That's a big deal. And I think that sometimes we get wrapped up in what everybody else thinks that we should be doing, right, instead of the actual goals that we set for ourselves. So if you go out and you just buy these clothes, buy these shoes, buy these rims for your car, you look good, but I don't want to look good. I want to be good.
Yeah.
I want to be good, right? So, and in doing that, I think sometimes we get in trouble, and so our credit diminishes.
Yeah.
Which causes a whole nother cycle. I can't buy a home because my credit is bad. I can't do this because my credit is bad, right? We need to shift that mentality.
How do we do that though? Because especially in the Black community, we focus on the ice, the diamonds, the materialistic stuff. How do we get out of that mindset that we've had for so long to start transitioning into where we more worried about the home aspect, the credit aspect, purchasing land? How do we get out of that material phase and get into real estate? Like, how do we change the mindset of everybody? Because I feel like that's what we so stuck on. Is it because of rap music or is it because of social media? Like, how do we get out of that?
Knowledge, the dialogue, changing the dialogue from, hey man, did you hear? Like, most of these rappers, there's only a handful of rappers who actually got it. Like they portray on the videos. Yeah. When you hear about, Jay-Z owning his masters, and you hear all of these top rappers saying, hey man, this is the only thing that is, this is the only way that I will go.
Yeah.
Right? It is because it's their work.
Yeah.
It's their work. Why would somebody else own a piece of Hideout that I've built, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like they say, she wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Right? So he wasn't writing those raps.
Yeah.
Right.
But some big wig at Sony Records is sitting back like, hey, make another one, Mr. Z, Mr. J, make another one, right? And so we have to be willing to talk about it. And we have to be willing. I think we get so frustrated.
Yeah.
I think we get frustrated because of our condition, but at the same time, we are the thing that put us in that condition.
Yeah.
Right? So I know that there's a lot of things that happen before, right? Slavery, systemic things, that the government has put in place.
Yeah.
But at some point, you have to say, hey, I'm going to win anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
I'm going to win anyway.
Yeah.
You have to see the problems and the obstacles that are before you, and you have to say, hey, I'm going to do this a different way.
Yeah.
My mom died, and she died no money, nothing to hand down to me or my brothers and sisters, right? Now, you can look at that as, hey, she failed, but I think, with the knowledge that my mom gave me and my brothers and sisters, she won, right? Because she put us in a position with that knowledge. She put us in a position to take the next step, right?
Yeah.
That's
to take
right.
the next step. So that's a win for all of us.
That is.
That's a win for all of us. What I had to learn on my own, because I had nobody to teach me about money. Before I started learning about money, I was deep in debt,
Yeah.
right? My credit was dismal, right? I told this story just the other weekend. I went to Bank One. You remember that bank in Fort Wayne?
Yeah,
Bank One that Chase bought them.
Yep.
But I went to Bank One and tried to buy a house in Fort Wayne, and my wife was sitting there. They have you in a chair, and my wife was sitting there, and they was like, basically, come back without this clown, and you can do it.
Oh man.
But I needed that though.
Right.
Bro.
I didn't get mad at that. My wife got in the car and she was quiet. I knew she was quiet. I knew it was not good. Right?
Yeah.
She was like, that was the most embarrassing thing that I've ever been through. I get it. But me, I was like, hey man, we can fix this. I'm trying to minimize it.
Yeah.
But it's not something that you can minimize. You did this. You got to take responsibility for it, and you have to fix it.
Yeah.
Right? Your credit's not bad because you're black. Your credit's not bad because you're white. Your credit's not bad because you're poor. Your credit is bad because you did not do what you said you were going to do.
Yeah.
If somebody is gracious enough to loan you money,
You gotta pay that back.
you got to pay it back.
Yeah.
Or you have to suffer the consequences for not. If I loan you $5 and you don't pay me back, Snacks, why would I loan you $500?
You definitely ain't gonna lie to me.
Right? So if you mortgage your life for a $100 pair of shoes, how are you ever going to get the business loan for $500,000?
Right.
Yeah.
How are you going to get that business loan?
Yeah.
Right? That doing what you say you're going to do is the most important thing in business, man. I don't care if it's the guests. I don't care if it's your vendors. Do what you say you're going to do. And if you can't do it, man, have the
people around
the
you.
integrity to say, hey, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. I don't care if that's the bank. I don't care if that's I'm never going to compromise my integrity, not for money, not for anybody, because that's all I have.
Yeah.
That's all I have, right? So I'm not going to do that. So you either got to say, hey, I'm going to pay this back or I'm going to die trying.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna say, hey, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. And if you're that extended, you probably shouldn't do it.
I think it all comes back down to what you said earlier about having patience, because I think a lot of people nowadays just want everything now, and they just
Want it
you
now.
said, don't
I
wanna
know
put the
somebody
work
like
in.
that. I know I have a really good friend that's all about the now. He
It's
wants
me.
it.
It's me.
Cam will not wait. He
I'm
didn't.
being completely
When y'all was
honest
cooking the
with
food, he wanted to just eat the raw noodles. He didn't have to cook the noodles. The lobster could have still been moving. He would have ripped the tail off and drank the
I
lobster.
gotta change my mindset, man. I gotta change my mindset.
But here's what I'm gonna say. If way back in the day, I had access to a lot of money. I didn't know anything about money though, so I lost it all. I lost it all. Now it was money that was ill-gotten,
Yeah.
but still I knew nothing about it. There are so many people like we don't talk about money enough. We don't talk about it enough. We never talked about money growing up at my dinner table. The fried chicken was fire.
Yeah.
The baked macaroni and cheese was fire. But we didn't talk about, long term how we sustain ourselves, right?
Right.
So we have to have that dialogue. I have those conversations with my 15-year-old daughter. I was having those conversations with my daughter when she was 12.
Yeah.
When she was 12, and I give her access to a credit card so she can learn now. I don't need to hand her a boatload of money and she not know what to do with it.
Right.
She has to make those mistakes right now so I can say, hey, here's how you should have handled that. And she's going to make mistakes. She's going to make mistakes, hopefully not to the degree that I did, because she had a teacher.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? If you don't have that parent in the household, like how could we ever talk about money and we never had it?
Right. Yeah. That's real.
How could we ever talk about? So the first thing has to be the commitment. That work, you had to put that work in, and once you put that work in, when that money starts to come, you got to know what to do.
What to do with it?
You got to know what to do with it. And for me, it's not a Bentley. For me, it's not fancy clothes. For me, but that's just me. That's not what I'm working for.
Yeah,
I'm working so that I can give my daughter. The Bible says that a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children's children.
Wow.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when I first read that, I felt, hey man, I got to get busy, right? So I don't only have my family to take care of, but I'm supposed to leave my daughter enough to take care of her family.
Wow. Yeah.
That's
deep.
That's deep, man. But that's what the word says.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what I got to do. I gotta get busy, so there has to be sacrifice in that. If I went out and bought a fancy car and like, hey, people are going to look at me for that snapshot of my life. But for my daughter, that's going to sustain her forever. Right? Yeah. That's gonna sustain her children forever. And in that interim period, hopefully when she got that money, she tripled it.
Yeah.
And she's going to leave an inheritance for her children's children.
That's
right.
He dropping gems, man.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I'm just going to say this, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Porsche Control Podcast. We are here on location at Hideout 125. We're sitting down with the owner, Sherman Bell. And you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to know what guests you have on. You got to know what guest is going to be dropping gems. That's why I've kind of been wanting you to talk, because I talk to you all the time, and I've learned so much from you, and I just know that people listening to this, there's somebody that's going to take something away from this interview, and they're going to be able to apply it to their life, and hopefully they'll have a great restaurant with some good old lobster mac like this.
Well, it doesn't have to necessarily be a restaurant, but something that you're passionate about, right? Mm-hmm. So no matter where you are, I started at the lowest point, right? So I walk into a restaurant with no experience, which is hard to do. It's hard to do, right? To walk in, well, maybe post-COVID is not so hard to do, but, I didn't have any restaurant experience, and the general manager was asking me, why should I hire you? I told her, straight up, if I was you, I would not hire me. And she was like, well, why are you here? I said, but here's the thing. I have something that the rest of your people do not have, And she was like, what is that? And I said, man, personality, right? And I told her that I promise you, if you hire me, I will be the top salesperson that you have, right? So it's these natural gifts that God gives you. You can learn, you can teach a person how to carry a tray. You can teach a person restaurant etiquette. You can teach that thing.
Yeah.
But there's something within people
that you just gotta
that
have.
you can't teach, man. And if they come to the game with it, it's a game changer. It's a game changer, right? So she hired me. Within a month, I was a top salesperson, right?
That's
and
crazy.
that's just with street knowledge.
Yeah, right.
That's just with street knowledge. Okay, you taught me how to do this. You taught me how to do this. Okay, the burgers come with fries. Okay, great. All of that stuff is learnable.
Yeah,
right. You can learn all that stuff. So no matter where you think you are, the most difficult thing for people to do, in my opinion, is to start.
Yeah.
It's the most difficult thing for people to do is to start.
Right.
So if there's everybody always saying, hey, I'm gonna go on a diet. I'm gonna go on a diet right after I get this quarter pounder from McDonald's.
That's every week.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go on a diet right after I get this. Right after I get this quarter pounder with these fries, this chocolate shake. I'm gonna go on a diet. Yeah. Right, and that perpetuates itself.
Yeah,
that perpetuates itself. You have to start.
Yeah,
you have to start. Well, I'm gonna start saving money. I have zero money. I'm gonna start saving money right after I cop these Jordans.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Something is always more important than your goal that you said in your heart was important to you. You know? No, those Jordans aren't as important as that. That's the mentality that you have to have. Are those Jordans more important than my goal?
Y'all gotta listen to this, man.
Right. So
I gotta listen.
And that's for me, that's an easy question to answer. No, they're not. I cannot afford those at this time.
Yeah.
You know, and if you start to do that, man, and you have the discipline for even 6 months, and then you look at your bank account, ain't nobody gonna need to tell you after you look at that bank account for 6 months.
You ain't gotta contemplate
hey,
no more.
man, this is now fun.
Yeah.
Now, hey man, let's see what the next 6 months bring.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you know, you doing your thing, right? But there's somebody out there right now that's in the same boat that I was in, and I want to make it clear, you know, it seemed like an insurmountable amount of debt. It seemed insurmountable to me. And it doesn't take much to get there. You buy a car, you know, and if your wife has a car, you know, that's $80,000.
Yeah.
Right? That's $80,000. Right? So for me, it's about conquering that debt and not having bad debt. A car is bad debt, man. Good debt is a business that is going to make you money. Good debt is a home that's going to appreciate. But if you're putting True Religion jeans on a credit card, that's bad debt.
Them ones don't even fit
That's
that
bad.
good. Them
That's
ones do
bad
not
debt.
fit right.
They itchy. They get itchy.
Right. So what's the True Religion jeans cost? What do they cost?
When they was popping, probably about a good $200.
$200, right?
Yeah.
You're
At
gonna
least.
put this $200 on the credit card, which the credit card is going to charge you 24% interest for. So did you pay $200 for the jeans, or did you pay $200 times 24% compounded annually?
Oh hell!
Oh,
no.
my
You
God.
did too much math on me for
I'm
that
just
one, man. I'm
saying,
gonna put the shoes back, man. I'm just gonna put it back, man. I ain't got time.
I'm just saying though, how much are you paying for those jeans? And because we don't have these financial dialogues, we think it's a good idea. Oh, it's only $200. $200, man. Hey, I've never said it was only a nickel. You know, because nickels make quarters. Yeah. And quarters make dollars, man. And dollars make fives, fives make 20s. You know, you cannot successfully. Why would God give you $1 million when you can't successfully manage 100?
Wow.
Why is he going to do that?
That's why.
real.
That's why we ain't got our $1 million, man.
why
We
we
ain't
gotta
been doing
do it.
right with our $100.
But I tell you, if you look back on your life, you can see a lot of opportunities where you squandered a lot of cake.
Oh my God.
Right?
Man.
And if you had just been disciplined about that money, you would be in a totally different place right now.
Oh my God.
Just think if you didn't like McDonald's. Just think how much money you would have if you just didn't like Panda Express. You
Think
know
about
what
all
I'm
the
saying?
times if you would have just put lotion on.
But he was saving money by not buying the lotion.
Saving money by not getting lotion. You know what I'm saying? He said he didn't need it right now.
Oh, Sherman.
Ashy Larry. That's what came to my mind.
Sherman, I definitely appreciate you so much for inviting us in, man. Showing
This
us
is
the
awesome,
hospitality, the charcuterie board. Am I saying that right?
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie board. The food is great. Now I have a weird question for you before we get out of here, and I already probably kind of know what the answer would be from you. So let's say in the future, you know what I'm saying, 20 years from now, and then the restaurants are futuristic, and would you ever switch over to, like, say if they just had like just robots, you know what I'm saying, and not real people?
Never. I know that in the times that we live in.
That was a weird question, wasn't it, Ken?
But it's real though.
Yeah, okay.
But it's
Right,
real, though.
because I mean, you can see the direction that
see
things
where
are
we're
moving
going.
in, but there's never going to be a substitute for that personal interaction. A robot can't give you that, right? A person can't empathize with you if you said that, hey, Sherman, I didn't too much care for that lobster mac and cheese. Not likely, but possible, right? A robot can't empathize with you and say, hey, you know what? I want you to enjoy every single thing at Hideout. I stand behind every single thing at Hideout as a Hideout employee. I'm going to get you something that is more to your liking. Robots can't do that.
Right.
Robots can't have that personal connection with you. And, you know, it's one thing to have good food. Any restaurant can put out good food. They just got to commit to putting out good food.
Right.
But not every restaurant has the same level of service.
Yeah.
Right? Not every restaurant is committed to that service level. You know, there's some that go here, there's some that go here, and there's some that's in that upper echelon, right? Yeah. It was never my goal to be. I just wanted to be the best restaurant, right? I wanted that, and I'm still aspiring to that goal. It's never going to be enough. Like, how can we serve our guests better?
Right.
Right? And that's the foundation. It doesn't matter. Profit is secondary to how that guest feels.
Yeah.
Because if that guest is satisfied, the profit is going to come.
Yeah.
You better believe it, right? So you should never put profit above that guest's needs.
Right.
Right? Supply the needs of that guest and watch the money pile up.
Man.
Supply the needs of that guest every single time and watch the money pile up.
He told me how this episode was gonna go. He told me how deep it was gonna get.
I said,
but I
let's
wasn't
sit back
listening.
and let Sherman talk, because I just know that, like I said, I know that you was gonna be dropping gems, and it's just stuff that people need to hear, man.
Yeah.
And your commitment is unmatched, man. And not a lot of people know it. Like, your commitment to keeping this building the way that it is and running this restaurant the way that you do is the reason why you are so successful. Is the reason why when somebody comes in and they get an old fashioned, they don't care about how much it costs. They're gonna grab that old fashioned. I never forget one time I came here and it was half off for old fashions, and I thought it was old fashioned. But I will say, it's once again, you don't mind. The thing about Hideout 125 is when you come out here, it's the experience. You felt like you said, whatever I paid, it was worth every
100%.
penny.
Like this drink, you're not gonna find a drink like this anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
You can go get old fashioned, but I guarantee that the next old fashioned that you have, you're gonna compare it to this one, and you'll be back. You'll be back to get this one, and it's $15 for this cocktail, which, you know, in my mind, you know, I would rather serve you the best $15 cocktail that I can deliver to you than serve you a $5 cocktail that was subpar.
Crap. Yep.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I would rather do that. Right? The ingredients in this warrants that it's $15 if I'm going to stay here. I'm going to be here. Right? So, like I said, I started it off. You get what you pay for, and you get out of something exactly what you put into it.
Yeah.
Right. So those you can't play a game without knowing the rules.
Right.
Yeah.
The Bible is the ultimate roadmap to life. Right. There's something in there that equates to every situation that you're in. Hey man, what does God say in this situation? What does God say about money? What does God say about borrowing? What does God say about, you know, forgiveness? What does he say about that? And if you just refer to it, you know, I mean, we've already been forgiven by Christ for all of our sins. You know, he died for it. So we have already been redeemed, right? But, and I know that we fall short. We're always going to fall short. But God knows your heart.
Yeah.
He knows your heart. No matter, you know, there's people out here doing some good fronting. You know, you can't fool God, man.
No.
You can't fool God.
Absolutely
And that's a silly man who believe he can't.
Yeah.
You know, but hey, I believe that there's better for everybody. For every single person who wants to put just first start and just put one foot in front of the other. Like if I always told my wife, my tax return is going to get better every year, even if it's by $1. That means progress. It's about progress.
You get a tax return?
I don't get a tax.
I'm about to say, I know that.
Ain't no way in
Everybody has
hell.
to file a tax return.
Right. I'm about
You
to
know,
say
I'm just saying the gross amount on your taxes. I'm going to make more this
Right,
year,
right.
or else I stayed stagnant.
Yeah.
From 2020 to 2021, I couldn't do just $1 better. You know,
Yeah.
if somebody told you, hey man, you know, your child, you need to make $10,000. Your child is gonna die. Your child's life depends on it.
Oh, I'm gonna make that.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna get to it.
You're gonna get to it. You're gonna make that $10,000, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna work as if your child's life depended on it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what? It does.
Yeah.
It does. It can't. It doesn't have to be in a right now physical state. She's dying, but if you're not getting to that financial prowess, her life depends on what you're doing right now.
Man.
It does. So you got to work like her life depends on it, man, because it does.
Right.
You know.
Sherman make you feel bad about something.
No, man, I ain't trying to make you feel
I'ma
bad.
go
I'm
take
trying to
back
put
this-
it. I'm trying to put it in perspective because
You
there's
about to take this sweatshirt back just for that.
Right back to Walmart.
there's so many things that's going on in our lives on a day-to-day basis. Man, you got your woman that you gotta, make happy. You got your children that you gotta make happy. You got your boss that you gotta make happy. You got, your mom, has expectations of you, your brothers, your sister. And it's a lot. It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
Unless you focus.
Yep.
Unless you focus. If you get that lens and you wide it out, some things you ain't gonna be able to see.
Right. Yeah.
But they still in the picture.
Yeah.
They still in the picture. I want to focus on the one thing that's gonna help everything.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm here at Hideout.
Woo.
You know?
And that's why the lobster mac is so damn good.
Let me get my claps on.
Get that clap on. Lord have mercy. Portion control.
Man, so Sherman, once again, like I said, thank you so much for
man.
having us here, man.
My pleasure. Anytime.
Showing
Anytime.
the hospitality that you have been showing. We're about to get out of here, and I just want to real quick. What is your favorite food here? I'm pretty sure all the food is good here at Hideout. Let's get that clear. But what is your favorite?
My number
food?
one go-to, is the ribeye.
Oh yeah.
The ribeye. So the marbling in that steak, the flavor, the marbling.
What's marbling?
The marbling. So it's the I think
the
it's
fat to
the
meat,
intro.
right?
It's the intro.
Look at him. You might as well be talking about some girls or something. He's looking at the meat. So do what? Talk to me.
So it's the intramuscular fat that is is in the cow, right? And you heard the expression "you are what you eat," right?
Yeah, right.
So a lot of people say, "Well, this steak doesn't taste as good as this steak. Their steaks are not as good as these steaks," and that's because of what that cow ate.
Yeah.
What that cow eat. If that cow, grass-fed cows are all the rage. I'm not a fan because grass-fed cows are going to be leaner. But it doesn't. They don't have that fat, which gives it the flavor.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna eat, what am I eating for? I'm supposed to be eating to sustain myself, but I'm eating for the flavor. I'm eating for
Tastes
flavor,
good.
right? So that intramuscular fat is gonna give it that.
Yeah.
Right. So our cows are fed corn. Our cows are corn-fed cows, and it gives it that marbling.
Yeah.
On that steak. That's why.
So you can choose what your cow eat. You know what I'm saying? You can be like, I want a corn-fed cow.
I deal with meat places that treat their cows a certain way,
Right.
Feed their cows a certain thing, and ultimately when it gets to the plate, I tried 4 different meat providers, beef providers, and hey, this is the one. This is the one. Why is this the one? Like, why does this taste like this? Why does that taste like that? This still goes back to the why, right? Why is this like this? Right? And once you find that out, hey, that's what I want. Can you supply a lot of steaks? Can you supply a lot of them? And last night, I think we sold about 80.
Yeah.
Wow.
80.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
That's beef, man.
Yeah.
That's beef. So day after day after day after day after day, and you had to pass up some meat packers because if they can't handle the volume, what good is it?
Right.
Yeah, no point.
I don't know.
So ribeye is the best for you. That's your
For me, my wife is in love with the filet because it's tender.
Yeah.
It's tender. But once you dealing with cows like that, man, the ribeye is not going to be as tender as the fillet. It's not, because it comes from a part of the cow that's not getting worked, right? It comes from that tenderloin part. It doesn't get worked that much. So
when you say that, so I'm not to cut you off. So when you say that not worked, what do you mean by that? Like,
so you got the cow, right? And the cow has to walk.
Okay.
The cow's got to walk around. So you got that shoulder, right?
Oh, that shoulder right here.
You got that shoulder right there.
That shoulder.
Let's say if we broke Snacks down right now, if we broke him down, we cut him up.
A lot of meat.
We put him on the slicer. Yeah. That shoulder right there, he working that shoulder all the time.
Oh, that's prime shoulder right there.
That's gonna be the tough part.
Oh,
right? That's gonna be the tough part right there.
But the ass is the tenderness.
Hey, it depends on how much you working at.
Oh no, I'm telling you.
It depends on how much you working at.
That's 80 steaks back there. You said 80 steaks.
But the bottom part, the middle part of the cow,
okay,
where all of that is coming from, it's not getting worked like that. Though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? This rump right here is getting worked.
Yeah,
it's getting worked. Them shoulders are getting.
What
worked.
meat comes off the buttocks?
I don't know. Maybe the rump roast.
Yeah, that's rump roast.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. It said right in the title.
That's rump roast, man.
Yeah, I gotta see for that for sure. Don't quote me on that though.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm telling you right now, everything that I had here is phenomenal, man. Keith's literally dipped his foot in everything that you done put on the menu. That is how good everything is. I have never had one bad meal in this place, and
I don't plan on letting you down.
Oh,
I don't plan on letting you down.
Everything's phenomenal. Y'all got to get out here, man. Hideout 125.
You got to, man. Hideout 125. Sherman Bell, thank you so much for opening up your doors to us.
My pleasure.
This food is so delicious. We didn't even touch the charcuterie
board.
Charcuterie board. I know you're going to know the name. You know what I'm saying? The charcuterie board. Old fashions are delicious. Hideout 125, Fort Wayne, Indiana. If you're ever visiting Fort Wayne, you have to make sure that you come to Hideout 125, and it'll be the best meal that you have. And trust me, I know that people that came from out of town, that when they come back every single time, they got to come to Hideout 125.
Absolutely.
That's a fact. Sherman, thank you so much for opening up the doors to us, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for continuing to being a good entrepreneur here in town, man, and setting that great example, man. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Sir.
God willing, we'll be here for a long time.
There
Absolutely.
it is. All right, y'all, we out of here.
Baby,
Portion
we out.
control. Peace.
Portion control.